Warning: don't even attempt the AWS Developer exam until you've aced these 30 must-know questions. If you're prepping for certification, this could be the difference between passing and failing. Stick around. Hey everyone, I'm Alex, your go-to AWS expert and teacher with years of hands-on cloud experience. Today, I'm guiding you through 30 essential questions for the AWS Certified Developer Associate exam. We'll break it down simply like I'm your personal coach, using stories and analogies to make it stick. By the end, you'll feel confident and ready to crush it. Let's dive in. All right, let's start with security. It's the foundation of everything in AWS. Think of it like locking your house. You need strong keys and auto-rotating locks to stay safe. We'll cover questions 1 through 6 here. Pause if you want to guess the answers. Question 1. A company is migrating a legacy app to EC2 with MySQL moving to RDS. The credentials are hard-coded. Bad idea. How do you securely store and rotate them? Option A. Environment variables in AMI. Rotate by replacing AMI. Option B. Systems manager parameter. Store with rotation. Option C. Environment variables on EC2. Rotate by relaunching. Option D. Secrets manager with rotation. Think about it. The answer is D. Secrets Manager acts like a vault that auto-rotates credentials for RDS. No code changes required. Question 2. You're building a web app for near real-time comments and feedback. Which solutions work? Select 2. Option A, AWS App Sync with DynamoDB. Option B, WebSocket API and API Gateway with Lambda and DynamoDB. Options C, D, and E are less ideal. The answers A and B. AppSync handles subscriptions. WebSocket API keeps two-way connections open for live feedback. Question 3. Adding signup/signin plus logging sign-ins to custom analytics via API. Use Cognito for auth and trigger Lambda to log. So A and E API Gateway. REST APIs should only allow IAM users from another account. Use an API Gateway resource policy to allow invoke from that account. Node.js on-prem server needs S3, DynamoDB access. Create an IAM user and store keys in ~.aws/credentials for that server. Legacy app with in-memory sessions. Refactor to Elasticache Redis to share sessions across instances. Serverless is AWS's magic wand. No servers to manage, just code that runs. Like ordering food delivery, you focus on eating, not cooking. Question 7. Max execution time for Lambda? The answer is 15 minutes. If you need longer, use step functions to compose work. Question 8. Invoking Lambda asynchronously, use the event invocation type. It's fire and forget with DLQ support. Question 9. API Gateway caching and validation. Flush the cache via API or set a low TTL to keep data fresh. Question 10. Lambda layers? Yes. Package shared libraries into layers like a toolbox you attach to multiple functions. Question 11. Handle errors by mapping integration responses in API Gateway to HTTP codes. Translate internal errors to polite responses. Question 12. Blue-green for Lambda. Use versions and aliases to shift traffic gradually and test safely. Great, serverless nailed. Feeling the power yet? Next, data storage, where your app's heart lives. Data is king in AWS. Think of S3 as your infinite attic, DynamoDB as a speedy filing cabinet. Let's unpack questions 13 through 18. Question 13. DynamoDB provisioned versus on-demand. On-demand auto-scales and removes capacity planning, ideal for unpredictable workloads. Question 14. S3 encryption at rest. SSE S3, SSE KMS, or client-side. SSE KMS adds your key control and audit trails, like your own lock on AWS's safe. Question 15. Query DynamoDB without scanning. Use secondary indexes. They work like a table of contents for fast lookups. Question 16. S3. Lifecycle policies. Transition older objects to infrequent access or Glacier to save cost. Automated like archiving old photos. Question 17. Aurora serverless scales to 0. Good for intermittent workloads. Like a car that only runs when you drive it. Question 18. DynamoDB streams? Yes. Use streams to trigger Lambda on updates for real-time change capture. Data done. You're halfway. Proud of you. Next, integration and messaging. How services talk. Messaging is AWS's glue. SQS for queues, SNS for pubs, like mail versus broadcasts. Let's go through questions 19 through 24. Question 19. Decoupling apps with SQS. Use FIFO queues when order matters. Think assembly line sequencing. Question 20. SNS fanout? Yes. Topics broadcast to multiple subscribers like shouting news in a town square. Question 21. Step functions orchestrate lambdas. State machines guide workflows and handle retries. Question 22. Event bridge routes custom events to targets. Rules act like a smart doorbell routing visitors. Question 23. Kinesis handles streaming data. Process records in real time with consumers like Lambda. Question 24. API gateway throttling prevents overload. Set limits to keep things stable, like a club bouncer controlling entry. Integration mastered. Last section. Deployment. Questions 25 to 30. Finish strong. Deployment is go time. Code pipeline as your conveyor belt. Code deploy as the installer. Let's wrap this up with questions 25 through 30. Question 25. Elastic Beanstalk deploys apps and handles infra. Upload code and it manages the environment for you. Question 26. Code pipeline stages. Source, build, deploy. Like a factory line transforming source to released app. Question 27. Blue-green with code deploy shifts traffic for safe rollout and easy rollback. Test live without breaking things. Question 28. SAM templates deploy serverless apps. Think of them as shorthand for CloudFormation. Question 29. X-ray tracing instruments your code for insights. Use it like GPS to spot slow services. Question 30. CloudFormation drift detection checks for manual changes so your deployed infrastructure matches the blueprint. That's the deployment section. You're nearly there. Time to recap and call to action. Woo, we crushed those 30 questions. Recap. Focus on Secrets Manager for credentials, Cognito for auth, Lambda limits, DynamoDB indexes, SQS decoupling, and CI/CD flows. You're now armed to ace the AWS Developer exam. If this helped, smash that like button, subscribe for more AWS tips, and comment below. Which question stumped you? Let's discuss. Oh, and most certification exams have between 140 and 200 questions. With Quiz Factor, you'll get access to over 1,000 practice questions for your AWS Solutions Architect exam. Find the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Go certify yourself.